strangers. My name is Danielle, and I'm here in Maryland talking to you live from Maryland. But here's what I want you to know. My background is in engineering, right? And I received a phone call, probably just like you did, from a friend of the family. And he called me up and he said, Danielle, do you keep your business option open? I was like, huh? And he was like, do you look at other ways of actually generating income? I said, absolutely. Because here's the deal. He had no idea at that moment. I'm a single parent. I'm working crazy hours to take care of my grandmother, right? I'm an engineer on my way to actually receiving a managerial position. I have my master's degree in engineering. I had all these accolades, right? But I had no time. And then being a single parent, I needed the extra income at the end of the month. Can you relate, right? I don't know if you ever felt like that, you're doing a lot of great things, but it just feels like you're not where you want to be in life, right? Like you've done all these things and you're not just there. But here's what I'm here to tell you, my friend, that you're not alone. I felt the same way. But the information I'm going to share with you is going to make a complete difference because this is what my mentor shared with me. My mentor, Mike Kane, told me, he said, look, Danielle, there are two types of business. There are businesses that build on needs and there are businesses that build on trends. But a long-term business can only be built on needs. What do I mean by this? Like, for example, right now, you and I are communicating. I'm on the internet. When we agree, that's a service and it's a need, right? You're probably on your cell phone, right? Or you use it sometime today. That's a service and it's a need. When we agree, people are online shopping. They're doing school online. They're working online. These are services that are a need. You heat up your home. You turn your lights on. These are all things that are needs. And that's why they are amongst the largest and the fastest growing industries in the world. The big seven, that's what I call them, right? But this is what I want you to do. Imagine, because these companies have exceeded well over $1 trillion, like annually, well over $1 trillion. And so I want you to imagine that you have an opportunity that now you can actually get paid like these big seven industries. Like imagine, like every single time someone pays their bill, can you imagine getting paid like that? And not once, but month after month. You're getting paid every single time someone pays their bills. And here's why all of that is possible. I'm on here today to share with you why all of that is possible through a company called ACN. See, ACN has been in business since 1993. That's well over 28 years in business, right? Close to 30 years in business, 3 decades. This business stretches into 28 countries around the world. We have $4 billion in sales in the last 5 years. But this is what I want you to pay attention to. You see this on this slide? We have major publications talking about us, documenting how we do so well and who we are. And here's why. We do such a great job because of what we actually do. Here's what we do. We allow you the opportunity to get paid, not just on residential customers. You can get paid now on business customers. Isn't that amazing? Like, look, now that you and I are on here, now you understand that you can get paid every single time someone pays their cell phone. Every single time someone lights their electricity and uses gas. Every single time someone uses home security, we're partnered up with Vision. If you use wireless, we're partnered up with Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T. Like, imagine that. Isn't that mind-blowing? I'm apologize. I'm like so excited, right? And what about every single time somebody swipes a credit card? You can get paid. But here's a service that is brand new that I want you to understand. It's called identity theft. ID Seal is the name of the company. And now, my friend, because everything is online, criminals are online as well. Because it's not what they can do to you when they get your information, it's what they can do through you. And I want you to understand, if somebody has to get your information, the government has been hacked, the school system's been hacked, hey, you can call 911, but all they can do is create a report. Why not protect yourself? And more importantly, why not get paid on an industry that's fast growing and everyone's going to have it just as common as car insurance? But what makes us so special, what makes us so unique is our business model. Here's our business model. You're going to love this. We do not do the marketing. Most companies spend millions of dollars on marketing, on advertising. We don't do that. Why? Because ACN has found a way to cut all of that out, create a better value for your customers, right? And they partner up with individuals like you and I, and now we can actually get paid from these services. Isn't that brilliant? But here's what I want you to know. You think that's great. The reason why our business model is so good is because of our compensation plan. We get paid four different ways. And here's what I want to share with you. The first way we get paid is called personal customer bonuses. So imagine when you acquire customers, you're going to get paid upfront bonuses. But the reason you're on here is because of the second way we get paid. It's called personal residual income. You now can get paid up to 20% of all the customers you personally acquire. Did you hear me? I know I get so close. You can get up to 20%. Let me give you an example right now. So one of the examples of my customers is my hairstylist. She's one of my customers. And here's all she cared about. All she wanted to know is when she flicked on those lights, when she turned on those dryers, will it work? If she had an issue with her electricity, she called her local utility company. That's all she cared about, right? But now I get 20% every single time she pays that bill. Like, isn't that amazing? That is unbelievable. Here's the point. You now can leverage yourself. You can condense time because you can get paid ongoingly, month after month, year after year. What would that do for you? But let's talk about the other two ways. The other two ways is called overriding customer bonuses and overriding residual income. What do I mean by this? Like, imagine you took a look at this, you said it makes sense, right? I'm going to get paid on my own bills. I'm going to monetize my own bills. But more importantly, I know so many people are using these services. I'm going to go out and acquire customers, right? You do that. You come to me and you say, hey, Danielle, do you look at other ways of making income? I say, yes. I take a look at the information, right? Someone's going to go over the information for you. And I say, absolutely. I go out and acquire customers. Because you help me, then you're going to receive bonuses for the customers I acquire. That's great, but here's what's even better. You can also receive overriding residual income for all the customers that I acquire. Think about that. You're receiving your 20%, right? And now you're going to receive your 4% of all the customers I acquire. Here's why this part is so genius. Like, I really want you to get that. It's because think about it. I've acquired my hairstylist, my dry cleaner, my other hairstylist, my nail technician, right? I required our accountant. My son has a cell phone. I have a cell phone. My husband has a cell phone. My grandmother's service, my mom's service, my uncle's service. I've acquired so many customers. You don't know those customers, but you can get paid on those customers. See, this is how the Big Seven actually creates so much income. Here's why. Actually, I'll give you another example. I have a VP of the company that I was working with. Here's why she signed up and she started her online business. Because she understood that you want to get paid 24/7 ongoingly. You want to get equity for your time, and this is how you can do it, my friend. But let's look. Look at this piece right here. Every single time we acquire a customer, a child gets fed. Isn't that phenomenal to know? My hairstylist was so moved by this that she signed up some other services because she was filled with the fact that she's impacting people's lives. Every single time she signed up a service, she can actually feed the kids in her community. How amazing is that? But here's what the next step is for you. You heard all of that information. The next step is for you to become an independent business owner. And it's a cost of $199 one time, less than $200 and $25 a month. But here's what you get with that, right? Not only do you get to get paid like the Big Seven that I keep explaining to you, but now you have an opportunity that everything is done for you. You have a complete online business that's running 24/7. ACN is taking care of all your customer service. They're giving you reports. You have on-demand training. You have live training. You're going to get a sponsor, a coach that's going to help you every single step of the way because you're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. That's what makes us so unique. That's what makes us the major league. That's why we are who we are. And that's why I'm so passionate to be on here with you today. But let's take a look at this. Incentives and promotions. We have on the table also promotions that we have individuals who we help them sign up a certain amount of customers and some of them don't even pay a cell phone bill anymore. Imagine that, right? Like, I have a friend who's in a business and she hasn't paid a cell phone bill for over 4 years. All she pays is the taxes, $6. Her bill used to be over $100. How great is that? ID Seal, we have the same thing for electricity. These are programs that we have that you can actually participate in. But we also have what's called leadership earned position. This simply means that we have individuals who just when they do things, they like to do it big. They like to do it at such a great level. They want to build a company within the company. And we have things in place for those type of individuals. And here's what's great. The income increases, the residual income increases, but more important, look at this piece right here. There are incentive trips on the table. We've been able to travel to South Africa, Hawaii, Aruba, the Cayman Islands, different parts in Australia, South Korea, and Europe. We've traveled all over with ACN because they have incentive trips on the table just for you, right? But here's what I want you to get. Everything I just said, there are two ways you can actually participate in business, right? And here's the first way. The first way, if you get a residual income with us, you can actually own the website. And so what do you get with that? Here's what you get with that. Remember, you get a company that's backed up for 28 years. You get an international business that's in over 27 countries, right? You get to earn income like the big seven, okay? You get it all online. You can do it from your cell phone. More important, you get residual income, ongoing income. Remember, you can actually monetize your bills. You can get paid on bills of people you know, but you get 20% of that. You introduce opportunities to people if you choose to, and you can get 4% on all the customers that they acquire. And we have free services in place. But more importantly, when you acquire customers, a child gets fed, okay? But then maybe you're a number two. Text the person that gave you this information that I'm a number two. And maybe you don't want to earn residual income. We still love you, but would you be a customer? Support the person who actually shared this information with you because they thought enough of you that I'm hoping you can actually support them along the way and just be the customer. But, hey, guess what? Here's what's great. We got another bonus on the table. This just came out. We have a bonus on the table where you can get even more money if you start today. But we're going to go over this. All the training today, actually you have a gentleman, Mr. Mike Mazur. He's the Senior Vice President. He's going to explain all of this in a comp plan with you today. But I just want you to know that it's on the table for you if you get started with us today, okay? Now remember, number one, you can own the website, text the person you work with, or go straight to acn.com. Go straight out there, say enroll now, but you're going to need that special ID from the individual who invited you on. But here's what I want to do. You heard a lot from me, right? But I want to share some information with you. I want you to hear from some individuals that are doing an amazing thing in this business. And I sent them a text message. I said, hey, look, I need a favor. Can you do me a favor and can you hop on really quickly? And I just want you to share with everyone what's happening for you. So we have the honor. I have two beautiful young ladies. Miss Carrie Tartaglia, she's out of Maryland. She's a background as a traditional business owner. And then we also have Miss Leada Marshall. She's a single parent. She's rocking and rolling. She has an amazing career. So could you two ladies do me a favor and share what's happening for you in the business?
Great evening, Mrs. Adlam. Yes, so excited to be on here with you today. And good day, everybody. My name is Carrie Tartaglia. I'm out of Baltimore. And my husband and I were really excited to see this because as Ms. Danielle said, we are traditional business owners. We own multiple businesses in the construction industry, and we're also in real estate. And on top of all of that, and what takes priority over it all is that we're very busy parents of very busy, four very busy kids. And so, when we saw ACN, we saw an opportunity to really generate something like we weren't already generating. We can generate now an income from what we're already paying for and turn our liabilities with our businesses into assets because it's all stuff we have to pay for anyway. And we get to advocate for other business owners to be able to do the same thing. So not just doing it for ourselves, but helping other people do it as well. And I personally acquired over 100 customers. My husband and I and our team have acquired over 300 customers and growing. And we're really excited for what this is providing for our family and the families of others as well. So thank you so much, Ms. Danielle, for having me on today. I can't wait to see what's next.
Great day, everyone. As you know, my name is Leada, and I'm super excited and grateful to be on this call today just because I want to share how amazing the opportunity is and how it changed my life. When I first got into this business, I was a single mom, working multiple jobs while getting my master's degree in cybersecurity. So I was busy to say the least, but I knew I am the sole provider for my daughter. But I knew I wanted more for her and I wanted to give her an amazing life, but I knew I couldn't keep leaving the household to keep doing this. And so ACN allowed me to do a business around my schedule and even have my daughter sitting right beside me sometimes while I'm doing a big call and share this business with you. That's the power of this business, is being able to start a business around your schedule and get paid for things you're already doing. Typically, I'm a shy introvert, so I love this business even more because I don't have to sell people on anything. They already use these services, they already pay these bills every single month. Simply now being able to take those expenses, turn it into income, and get paid just like these major companies. And since I started this business, I've personally got hundreds of customers. My team has hundreds of customers. And now I'm doing a great thing to help others do the exact same thing of getting paid for paying their bills every single month. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you. I appreciate you both. What a phenomenal story, right? And while I'm on here with you guys, and I'm looking at all the comments that you guys are putting in here, I just had two other individuals that hopped on, and I asked them, could they do me a favor? Two phenomenal individuals. Could they do me a favor and actually share their stories with you? So I am super excited because I get to invite him. Look at that gentleman, Mr. Shihan Aluyan. He is now living in Las Vegas, but he's originally from California. And I get to invite in Miss Janet Cano. Nice to see you. Mr. Aluyan is a superstar, background in real estate. And Janet Cano, she's a franchise owner. She's phenomenal. So could you guys do me a favor? Please share your story and let everyone know what's taking that or actually taking place for you guys and happening.
You can go ahead, Ms. Connor. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Luyan. Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Hi, everybody. My name is Janet Cano, and I'm actually out here in sunny California. My background is as, traditional franchise insurance owner. So I understood residual income, but I also run an incredible foundation named Safe Passage, and we help women and kids who have been victims of domestic violence. So when I was educated through this platform, how I can help nonprofits and average people how to make residual income when people pay their bills all over the world, I just became a completely different person. And on top of that, I was a mom for the first time. I didn't want to be away from my baby. I wanted her to work with me. She now gets to call me her favorite business partner because this is really a family foundation, an incredible community, and the education that we're also not just providing for ourselves, but for our children. It's been an incredible, and such a grateful experience for us. So thank you so much for allowing me to share, Ms. Adlam and Mr. Aluyan. I'll give it back to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Cano. And Ms. Adlam, thank you again for allowing me to share my story. Guys, I'm no one special. Actually, my background is in real estate. I've been doing real estate now as a broker for about 14 years. And when I first saw ACN almost 7 years ago, to be very honest with you, I was not looking for any other opportunity. I was busy running 5 other real estate companies. I also had a full-time job as a director of operations for a commercial property management company. But at the same time, I was a single parent. And so I did not know that I may not have been looking for ways of earning extra income, but I was definitely subconsciously looking for a way to create more time so I could spend more time with my daughter. She was 3.5 years old at that time. And so I plugged into the system. I listened to the training. Everything is provided for us in ACN for you to be able to scale your business. And with that, Ms. Adlam, we were able now to generate hundreds of, actually thousands of customers getting paid in every 30 days. We have hundreds of business partners all over the US and in 3 other countries. And because of that, everything has been literally shifting for our families. So thank you again, ma'am, for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Mr. Shihan Aluyan, and thank you, Ms. Janet Cano. Hey guys, wasn't that amazing? We got to hear from individuals with so many different backgrounds, but here's what they all had in common. They wanted more, and they saw the value in residual income. Because couldn't we agree, we live in a residual world. What's residual? You pay your rental mortgage, that's residual, right? If you have insurance, that's residual. You pay your cell phone, that's residual. What we're simply saying here is let's align the world of bills you're paying with your actual income. Let's put it in alignment for you, okay? And you can monetize your bills. But more importantly, you can scale this up as big as you want to, but I don't want you to leave the money on the table. I just want you to redirect it back into your account. I want you to get started today, and I want you to start earning residual income, like right now. So we're gonna take care of that today so we can get you in a position that you can earn residual income, yes? Okay, great. Now here's what I wanna tell you. Everything I shared with you was phenomenal. Everything you heard about the stories was super great, right? You're going to get started. You're going to get your business born, or you're going to be a customer. Either way, we love you. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to stay on. I want you to stay on is because today we have a special training for you. You're going to hear from 2 amazing individuals. And the first individual, her name is Ms. Ann Gable. She's a senior vice president. But here's what's so great. Her background is She's an attorney, not just any attorney. She's a discrimination attorney. And today she's going to teach you how to go from where you are, which is getting started, to where you want to be. But you got to get ready. So get your paper and pen and pad, because I got mine ready. And I want you to take notes and pay attention. And I want you to listen to this from where you want to go and how big you want to build your business. So with that, thank you so much. And Ms. Leanne Gable, I'm going to turn this over to you. I'm super excited to be on here with you and getting ready to listen and train with you. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Danielle, for such a kind introduction. For those of you joining us today, if you are new to our company, Danielle Adlam is a Senior Vice President, Circle of Champions member many, many times, an amazing mom, and a great leader in our company. So thank you again. I'm very excited to kick off our training today. This does mark my 25th year with ACN. But when I started, just like you, I was brand new and actually had no experience whatsoever in the industry. So the lessons that I'm going to share with you now will help you get off to a quick start and maybe avoid some of the mistakes that I made when I was brand new. So let me pull up a little PowerPoint and we will jump right in. So first things first, what's very important when you get started is your mindset. For most of us, we don't have experience doing things like this. I was a lawyer, specifically a discrimination lawyer. That has nothing to do with anything that ACN does. So again, I had some skills to learn. The first thing that I would suggest to you is that you develop the right mental attitude and you have appropriate expectations. What do I mean that? Well, once you get started, go ahead and make a decision and don't turn back. Don't go in thinking you're going to try or we'll wait and see. Just decide you're going to do this and you're going to make it work. And realize that you will go on a bit of an emotional roller coaster. I saw ACN, I saw residual income, and I was crazy excited. Why? Because lawyers don't make residual income, so I thought that was a powerful way to make money. I was very excited, and then I went and talked to a few people, didn't follow the training or the scripts, just got excited and started talking, and then it didn't go so well. So all of a sudden, my enthusiasm started to dip a little bit, and I wasn't as excited. And then, of course, I went to training. I realized what I did wrong. Then I got excited again. And basically, you're going to go like this a lot in your first 30 days. It's okay. We all do it. When you try something new, that is normal. So just make sure that you understand and embrace the learning curve. Don't expect to be perfect right away. You make a few mistakes, and then you have some victories, and then you make another mistake, and then you have more victories. At least you're growing and learning as you continue. Following that, I would also encourage you to be coachable. This is a place where I really fell down. I thought as a lawyer, I can talk to people, I know what to say, and I didn't really follow scripts when I was brand new. That was a bit of a mistake. I didn't do too well. And then when I started to listen to the mentors and the people coaching me, all of a sudden things started to go well. And I would tell you to please just skip the embarrassment of doing it your own way, be coachable, and realize that not only are the people teaching you experienced, but they also have a vested interest when they help you make money. They also make more money, so they're going to steer you in the right direction for sure. In addition to that, do have long-term thinking. ACN is a very powerful business, but it is a long-term build. You can make great upfront bonus money, no doubt about that. But don't think that you're gonna, get really rich overnight in 5 seconds. That's not what we are. We're a legitimate, true, home-based business that will reward you up front and let you bring in a long-term residual income. Now, when you do that, and you're experiencing a roller coaster, it will keep you from making the tragic mistake of quitting. Don't quit. There are people who join our company and have immediate success. There are people who join our company and struggle a lot. Your path is your path. I was a struggle a lot person. My first few months were pretty rocky. I started to get better, and here I am today as a senior vice president. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just get better every day and stick with the program. Now, one of the things that's very important is not to overwhelm yourself. You know that old expression, KISS. Keep it super simple. We only do 2 things, and that's it. We get customers, and we get customer getters. So what you want to do to begin and get off to the right foot is to make a list of who you know, because some of them will be your customers, and some of them will be your customer getters. And don't try and prejudge everybody. Just write down the people who are close to you, friends, family, people who you know through social media, people who you work with, maybe if you have kids, the family of the kids that play with your kids, all of those different things, church, temple, sports. We all know a lot more people than we think. We just rarely take the time to sit down and really accumulate a big list. Also, try to think about people who own businesses you interact with. Business owners love ACN. Low startup costs, long-term income, low overhead, no employees needed. It's certainly got a lot of appeal to that demographic as well. The other thing is to look for these 4 winning characteristics. See, for me, I don't care if someone's made a lot of money, never made any money, been educated, or not educated, whatever the situation is. I love that it's an equal playing field. Remember, I'm a discrimination lawyer, so I used to sue companies that did not provide an equal playing field. Here, we're just looking for characteristics, not someone to be a particular kind of person or a particular background, but we are looking for people who have work ethic, who are hungry, who have integrity, and are people of influence. Those characteristics, plugged into our training system, will always produce great results. So with that being said, I will remind you again, don't prejudge. Someone could have looked at me and said, hey, she's too busy. Hey, she already makes money, and denied me the opportunity to do ACN. I have a very dear friend who was having trouble paying his rent and keeping his cell phone on when he was introduced to ACN. Someone could have looked at him and said, he doesn't have any money, he's not successful, he can't do it. You can think of reasons to prejudge everybody, but you're really robbing people of making their own decision. So just remember, usually if you're inexperienced, like I was, your guesses will probably be wrong anyway. The people you think will do it won't, the people you think won't do it will, the people you think can't do it can, and the people you think can do it can. Just let everybody be their own person, share away, and the right people will gravitate towards our company. Someone showed it to me, I got started on the spot. I didn't even go home and think about it. I saw it, I jumped in, it just made a ton of sense. So when it's all said and done, realize the SWs, we love saying this. Some will, some wait, some won't, so what? Just try not to get emotionally attached to who actually does the business. It's really important. The biggest thing for me when I started is I had one friend. I was sure she was going to do ACN with me. And I thought, she's probably the only one. And she shot me down in flames, wouldn't even come look at it. I was so devastated back then. Then I had another friend who was so successful, I prejudged her. I wasn't even going to ask her to look at the business. I was going to try and get her as a customer. She jumped in right away. You just don't know. If people do it or they don't do it, I will share with you that can all change over time anyway. Longevity will produce a lot of credibility and success in this business. There are many people who said no to me in year 1, then they came back and said yes to me in year 3, year 5. Hey, I had somebody who joined my team about 12 years in, had been my customer for 12 years, and then the first person he introduced me to became a regional vice president in my team in under a year. So just keep going. Sooner or later, people come around, they'll want to be a customer, things change in their life, they want income, just hang out. So what? Don't get all wound up if they say yes or no. It's a numbers game. Keep going. So that's a little bit about how you start the business, but please keep in mind that all of your income, all of it, is going to come from building a customer base. The bonuses come from building a customer base. The residual income comes from building a customer base. So what's most important for you is to understand, now that you've got your head on straight and you know what you're doing, what to do to actually build a successful customer base. So let's jump in and tackle that part. The first thing that I want you to understand is who to talk to. We are a warm market company. Now, being that I had no sales experience, the very first thing that I did was I talked to myself. That I have done many times. You can talk to yourself. You can become your own customer. It was an easy way to learn the process of signing up a customer and also also to get conviction and enthusiasm about the services that we offer. You are not required to become a customer, but I figured it would be smart to become a customer of every service that I could, because that would let me have true testimonials about how great they were. From there, you will share the business with some people who may choose not to get started right away. If they choose not to start right away, that is an ideal time to ask them to be a customer. They're involved in how excited you are, how new you are, and generally they don't want to say no to you twice, so the odds are pretty high that they will go ahead and become a customer for you. Also, I think it's important to go ahead and have anyone you do business with become a customer to support you back. So as an example, I like to get my nails done. You can bet the person who does my nails is my customer, because I pay her to be a customer for her business. She gets to just go ahead and be my customer without paying me. She's just paying for the service. So she can support me without spending extra money. I'm spending extra money to support her. So who cuts your hair? Who's your dry cleaner? Anybody that you're paying should be your customer. Where do you get your teeth cleaned? Get your dentist's office too. Knock them out across the board. And then just don't forget to ask for referrals as well. Happy customers can lead you to more happy customers. When you're acquiring customers, you will also learn that we do have a point system. You'll learn more about that. We offer so many fantastic services, but just a tip that some of the services will give you extra perks. Some of them will give you higher points. So one of my favorite services is our identity protection with ID Seal. Of course, as a lawyer, I think that's really important. You can get up to as many as 8 points by getting an identity customer. In addition, you can get up to as many as 8 points for getting Vivid. What do these high points do for you? They push out bonuses and a higher residual income at a quicker pace. All the services are great, but the ones that have higher points will bump up your income more quickly. However, I also like free stuff. Everyone likes free stuff. And you can qualify to get free services as well. So when you go ahead and you get 5 identity protection customers outside of yourself, your identity protection is free. And what's amazing is you don't have to qualify over and over and over again. You don't need 5 every single month. Once you have 5, you are good to go. Now, I do want to keep continuing to get customers. I'm certainly not telling you to stop, but it's pretty remarkable to be able to have that for free. When you get 5 cell phone customers, you can have free cell phone service. All you do is pay taxes. When you get 12 electric customers, you can get free electricity. When you get 12 gas customers, you can get free gas. It's crazy. As the senior vice president, I'm blessed to make a good income, but don't think I'm not happy that I personally have free identity theft, free cell phone service, and free electricity. It's awesome. So that's another exciting strategy to choose what you're going to focus on. When you get the customers, it's important you understand the psychology of what to say. And there are 2 approaches I will share with you. I did make the critical mistake, and I'll share with you so you can learn from my errors, that when I was new, I was trying to talk to people about saving money and what the rates were, and I didn't really understand that most people don't bother to read their bills. It's very rare you could go talk to someone and ask them on the spot, can they break down for you their cell phone bill, their electric bill, their TV bill? Most people just know how much they pay, and if the price goes up, they get mad. But they don't really know how to read the actual bill. So if you start by talking about rates, savings, some people will become embarrassed, and they may, even though you have value to provide to them, they may actually avoid you because they don't want to figure out how to read their bill, or they don't want to admit that they can't read their bill. So here are 2 approaches that are appealing to the customer. And it's important you don't make yourself look smart or great. You're trying to make the customer feel great. That's what's critical. The first one is our charity approach. Keep in mind that every service someone acquires through us, residentially or commercially, we make a donation to the food banks. So if you're here from the United States, it is a donation being made to Feeding America. And if you are tuning in from Canada, it is the Food Banks of Canada. But as an example, one household that gets identity theft, cell phone, and home security, That's 3 donations made right there. So you can talk to people about this, especially coming out of this pandemic. With the schools being closed for so long and a lot of people struggling financially, there are more and more families that need support, and we can help provide meals for their children. Essentially, we are giving their bill a purpose. So what would I say if I'm using this approach? I would call up a friend and say, can you do me a huge favor? I just got involved in a project that's taking on childhood hunger. If I could match or maybe even save you a little money on a bill you're already paying, and it could support Feeding America, would you do me a favor, support my cause, and just try a few services? I figure the following things. It's better to ask for a few services because then they're at least going to give you one and you may actually get a few. I also think it's always better to under-promise and over-deliver. That's why I'll say, hey, if I can match what you have or maybe even save you a buck, it would be for a great cause. I'm not going to come in and push savings, because look, sometimes we save people a lot of money, sometimes it's neck and neck, but if they like you and they love children, there's so much value in them doing it, even if it's just a small savings in certain cases. So that way you've set the expectation to be about the charity and you're not trapping yourself in certain financial expectations. The other thing you can do is the support approach. This is about you sharing authentically why you started the business. And this was an easy one for me. This is actually how I got started right out of the gate. See, my husband and I met each other at a very expensive school. I went to Johns Hopkins University. He went to Johns Hopkins University. So when we fell in love, we got married, and Sally Mae was at the altar with us. Now, some of you are laughing because you know who Sally Mae is. If you don't know Sally Mae, that is the devil that loaned you money to go to school. And I didn't realize when we got married and combined our finances exactly what that debt was going to look like. But it was pretty staggering. So even though I had a great income, if you make a lot of money, but you owe a lot of money, you're basically broke at a higher level. And that's where we were, making all kinds of money and owing all of it. So when I talk to my friends, I use this approach. I use the support approach. Excuse me there. And what I said was, hey, I need a huge favor. I told them the reason why. It was honest. I said, I started a business because I'm trying to knock out our educational debt. And I really need your help. If I can help you with a service you're currently using anyway, and you can rescue me from Sally Mae, would you do me a favor and try out a service and support me in my business? All of our friends knew how much money we owed, they could relate right away, and it was a natural conversation. As opposed to me calling with no experience in telecommunications or essential services or anything like that, and starting to talk to them about that. That would have been weird. If I called up and said, hey, get your phone bill out, I'm going to save you some money, all of my friends would have thought I was kind of nuts. But calling them up and just being honest with them is great. So why are you starting a business? You have to know your why. Are you doing it for some reason similar to mine? Are you worried about your industry or your income? Because what's happened in 2020 shook things up a little bit. Do you have a kid you want to put through college? Are you looking at your retirement fund? What is your authentic reason for wanting to make money? I'm telling you that the people who are close to you, trust you and love you, will relate to you far more if you're just honest. Yes, we want to help people with their bills, but you didn't open a website because of that. You opened a website so that you can accomplish something for you and your family. Now, as you do that, you can take a quick screenshot of this if you'd like to. Just remember, there's no reason to talk about the whole business and what ACN is and how we're a home-based business. You don't have to go into any of that stuff. Remember to keep it super simple. So if you're using just your why and the reason you're doing it, and you're talking to people and you don't overcomplicate it, you'll get a quick response. You sit down for 10 minutes and tell them everything about how you were introduced to ACN, what ACN is, that we're in 27 countries. That has nothing to do with them trying out IDCO, for example. It has nothing to do with whether they're going to be an electric customer. It's excess information. And when you throw too much at someone, they will stop and not make a decision. So please keep it simple. That's why I flashed this up on the screen for you. In addition to that, please understand that there are 3 apples. This is such a fun and easy way to look at things. We break down people into apples: red apples, green apples, and brown apples. Just think of it like when you go to the store. If you're going to buy apples, of course, you want to buy the red apples right away. You maybe buy a green apple, but you're not going to get one that's mushy, brown, bruised. You're not going to do that. You wouldn't spend any time doing that at all. So you want to divide your time wisely. If someone is a red apple, which would be, let's say, 10%, boom, right out of the gate, you're going to go ahead and get them as a customer. No questions asked. They love you. They support you. It's easy. If someone is a green apple, they may ask you questions. Just make sure that when you answer the question, you go back to the favor. So don't make too long an answer. If they say to you, well, if I go ahead and become your electric customer, what happens to my electricity? The answer would be, it's very simple. You'll still have the same utility company service you if there's a power outage or anything else. I'm just showing you other options or how you can get renewable energy, etc. So if you do me a favor, support my business and try it out, it would mean a lot to me. Simple. And then, of course, you will have people who will just say no. Sometimes people are afraid to try anything new, and that's why they will say no. And sometimes people, unfortunately, in this world are just negative. If you don't know that, go onto social media. For all the nice things people post, there's always a couple of trolls out there who have to ruin everybody's day. Well, that happens in our world too. Someone's going to be nasty and tell you no or be discouraging. Don't worry about it. Don't spend your time there. Just move on. It's so important. So again, sign up the red apples, answer the apples' questions if they're green, and go back to the favor right away. And then for the brown apples, next. Don't be nasty. Don't burn a bridge. Just stop the conversation and move on. Remember, it's very important not to burn a bridge. Why? Well, number one, you just don't want to be that person. I think if someone comes at you with negativity, going back at them with negativity is just as bad. So just politely cut it off. The second thing is, if you don't burn a bridge, you never know if someone will come around later. Again, I've been here 25 years. I've seen a lot of people go from brown to green to red as time moved on. And then finally, there are product trainings that you can participate in every week, and I would really encourage you to do so. They're very specific. You can see the information on the screen. You can go ahead and take a picture or a screenshot right now. But this will allow you to master the details of the service. We don't cover that today because everyone has different things that they want to learn. So you may be somebody who's on here who says, hey, I'm really excited about identity protection and electricity and cell phone service. Or there may be somebody else watching this training right now that says, I know a lot of business people. I want to learn credit card processing really badly. Not everyone has the same interests. So to respect your time, we do a general training here, and then you can pick the topics that you're passionate about and get an in-depth training on those as well. And that will allow you to be a master of the things that excite you the most. So that is our customer training today. And just remember, the psychology and the approach is everything. And have some fun with it. If 2 people say no to you, I would suggest that you go back to your mentor and just make sure that you're doing a good job with your script. Go back, practice it on them once or twice, and make sure you're on track. Because you don't want to be off track and keep on talking to people. And the mentors and people in this company are incredible. It blows my mind that I could come in with no experience and people were kind and generous with their time and taught me and helped me. And we will do the same thing for you. So now we're going to shift gears and you get to learn the other part of training. And that is specifics on not only how the money is made, but also, very exciting, the fast track to make it and build a large organization. And I have the privilege and honor of introducing to you someone who is really a total ninja master at doing just that. That is Senior Vice President, Mr. Mike Mazur. Mike Mazur is a Senior Vice President and a Circle of Champions member, and has been so year after year after year after year, constantly ranking as one of the #1 Senior Vice Presidents in this company. He is a beast at building a business. He's a great friend and an amazing leader. So put on your seatbelt. You're going to learn how to make money from Senior Vice President and Circle of Champions member, Mike Mazur. Ms. Mazur, take it away.
Good morning, ACN. Guys, Saturday morning training, there's no place I'd rather be. So excited to be with everybody here this morning. And, Leanne Gabriel, Senior Vice President, did a phenomenal training on customer acquisition. And, when Leanne joined the business, she had no background in this industry. How many of you watching today can relate to Leanne? It's the first time you've tried or done anything like this. Well, she brought three important things to the table. Number one, coachability. See, how many of you agree sometimes it's a little difficult to be coached? She was extremely coachable to everything that ACN taught her. The second thing she brought to the table here is a work ethic. How many of you agree there's work here? Anything in life worthwhile is going to take work, and the third thing she brought to the table is a reason for doing the business, to have that time and money together. She's built one of the largest organizations, and just to learn from her today has been such a privilege. So thank you, Leanne, Senior Vice President, all you do for each and every one of us. So, guys, my name's Mike Mazur. Nobody special here, but with ACN 19 years, and, just excited, because here's why. My background had nothing to do with this. I never owned a business before. My background was just a hard worker. I did everything, not only delivered pizza, worked in construction, I had sold cars, you name it, I did it. But my brother and I were invited over to a presentation 19 years ago, and we caught the vision of ACN. And here's what we did, is we got started immediately, shown that we were serious, and we just became very coachable to what people taught us. And we brought a work ethic. And, we built an organization that now spans the globe of ACN. We have some of the greatest human beings that have partnered up with us over the years, but we're more excited about what's to come. Here's why, this technology. See, normally, the way we build ACN, back in the day, I'm going to say back a couple of years ago, is, we were in person. Everything was in person. Our trainings were in person. Our presentations were in person. Today, it's as easy as if you have a Zoom link and an internet connection and a desire, you can build a global business with ACN. But my job today is to talk about the compensation plan. And this is one of my favorite topics, because how many of you remember the movie Show Me the Money? This is about how you make money in ACN. And I wanted to understand this because I wanted to know what I needed to do in my first week, in my first month, what I needed to focus on in my first 60, 90, and 120 days. Now, the compensation plan is very simple. Every service has a point value. You might want to take a picture of this. You can see from IDCL to Zoom, they all have different point values, and this is going to become important. Now, if you look, your first thing to do is get qualified. Qualified to make money. Qualified to get your first bonus. I mean, if you're qualified, congratulations. But if you're not, and you're taking notes, which every training I always took notes, write down, I got to get qualified today. Right? You got to get qualified today. You want to do that as soon as possible, because here's why. You'll miss money in the marketing plan. You introduce someone to the concept of ACN, they get involved, and if you're not qualified, you've already missed your first bonus. So getting qualified is extremely important. Now, personal customer bonuses. Here's what I loved about the company is I went out and acquired more services. I earned bonuses up front for acquiring services. Now, here's how I got all my services. I wasn't the guy going out looking for services. I was showing people the opportunity. And if they weren't interested in the opportunity, they became a customer. So the more people I showed the opportunity to, two things happened. Number one, people saw the opportunity, they jumped into our business. Number two, they said, hey, it's not for us, but they became customers. And you can earn bonuses unlimited for as many customers you get on a 30-day basis. Now, monthly personal residual income. You're going to go from 3 to 20%. As you can see, it's all about customers. And this is all personal customers. You've got 1 to 39 personal customers. They're going to pay you 2% over every dollar those customers spend. And as you see, it goes from there to 200 customers. Make sure to take a picture of this. You're going to make 20% of every dollar your customers spend. So it's important that you want to set a goal. I need to get to 200 customer points. Now, how are you going to do that? You're going to show the business to a lot of people. The ones that aren't interested are happily going to become your customer. Now, in addition to this, it's also going to qualify you for overriding residual income. See, as you're getting your personal customers, you're going to get paid in your organization. So two things are happening. You're getting customers, you're building your organization, but you're going to get paid through your 5 levels, 4%. So if you have 25 personal customers, they're going to pay you through level 1 and level 2. You get 50 personal customers, they're going to pay you through level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. And when you get 75 personal customers, it's the race to 75, they're going to pay you through level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. You'll get 4% of every dollar the people that come into your business, they bring over their customers. Now, your first goal is to get ETL. So people say, well, what do I need to do in my first 30 days? I say you need to do this in your first 70 days. Get ETL. ETL is where they release the bonus, they release money, you make money as your people come into business, as other people get introduced to the business. Now, how do you get ETL? You have 30 personal customers, or you have 30 personal customers between you and your organization. Now remember, you gotta be qualified. So that's counting you getting qualified, you bring a couple people in, they get qualified, congratulations, you hit the position of ETL. Now why you wanna do this quick is because it creates a story. See, people always ask me, I've been in ACN 19 years, they're like, what did you do your first 30 days? And I tell them my story. My brother and I hit ETL within our first couple weeks of the business. And the next question is, they're like, how did you do that? And I'll be like, that's a great question. I attended a training. I started putting people in front of this opportunity. 2 weeks later, we were able to hit ETL. Now, here's what you're going to find. People do as we do, not as we say. So it's very important everybody gets off to a fast start. Now, here's the great thing about ACN. They give fast start bonuses. So anybody that gets started in the month of April. So let's say today is your first day in ACN. Congratulations. You have a start date of April. You hit ETL in your first 30 days. You're going to make a $425 bonus plus a $75 bonus for a total of $500. Now, can we agree that's a great story? Think about it. There's a lot of people say, well, $500, Mike's not a lot of money. It really is. And I'll give you a statistic. They say that 84% of the bankruptcies would have been avoided last year if people just had an extra $500 a month coming into their home. So can we agree $500 is a great story? Now, the second thing is this, is you can extend that bonus past $500. So as I said, as we recruited people, as we showed people the business that weren't interested, we always said, hey, look, would you do me a favor and be our customer and try our service? And, people supported us. So see how you can boost your bonus check by you go out and get 10 customer points. They're going to not pay you $425. They're going to pay you $625. You go out and get, 14 customer points. They're going to pay you $825, and 22 customer points. They're going to pay you $1,025. Now, can we agree? The $625, the $825, and the $1,025 is a better story for your first 30 days. So make sure you're getting off to a 90-day goal, your 120-day goal. I mean, we've had people hit this position in 45 days. So if you're someone on the line and say, what's possible? Yeah, people have hit this position in 45 days. But, the goal of this, RD, is to have a group points of 600 points. Now, you can have 600 personal points. In my opinion, that's the long way and the hard way to do it. But as you start building the team, and those people come in the business and they get customers, they'll count to your 600 points as your organization. Now, here's the benefit of being RD. Once you become RD, the marketing plan opens up to you. And when I say opens up, it's 4X's, right? Everybody that enters your business and gets qualified within their first 30 days, you're going to make a $200 bonus. Now, think of this a second. Imagine if you go all out for the next 120 days, you bring people in, they bring people in, you build an organization, and in 120 days, you're a regional director. Well, first of all, congratulations. But let's say that following month, that fifth month in ACN, your team just goes out and puts in 15 or 20 people. Meaning, I'm not saying this is your efforts, this is the efforts of you and your organization. They put an extra 20 people in the business and they get their customers within 30 days because they want to hit their bonus. You're going to make a $4,000 upfront commission plus all the residual from those customers that the team's bringing in. So how many of you can see this could turn into a part-time, spare time to a serious business? Now that's regional director. Let me show you the next position. This is RVP. We've had people hit this position in a year. We've had people hit it in 2 years. We've had people hit it in 3 years. This is a little longer goal, but you want to start a minimum. Well, it takes you 4 legs to go RVP. If you look, it's 3,000 personal points. In my opinion, that's the long way. That's the hard way. Or you can get a group of people, introduce people to the business. They come into the business. They introduce other people. Everybody gets points. When you have 3,000 customer points in your organization, here's where the compensation really opens up to you. You're going to make anywhere from $100 to $300 anytime somebody comes into your business and gets qualified within their first 30 days. How many of you see the importance of getting the customers quick, getting that qualification done quick? You know, in RVP, not only that, you get residual past the 5th level. So the first 4 levels, you make 4%, 4%, 4%, 4%, and then you get 1.5% past the 5th level. This is where it opens up to you. Also, you qualify for a trip. I've been to more exotic places since I've been in RVP with my brother Pat. I mean, we traveled the world with ACN, and ACN paid for it because we hit the RVP position. So you want to make sure. Now, it takes 4 legs to hit RVP. When we were taught that, we started 6 legs. And here's why we started 6 legs. We figured if it's 4 legs to hit RVP, let's start 6 legs. Because if, let's say, 2 legs didn't make it, can we agree it's a 70%, but we're still regional vice president? So don't make 4 legs your minimum. Now, earn positions. You have RVP, SVP. You get increased CAB bonuses. What's CAB? Customer acquisition bonuses. You get incentive trips, which I talked about earlier. You're going to be blown away by the corners of the world this company will take you to. An increased residual income. RVP, you can make up to 3% below the 5th level. Senior vice president, it goes up to 3.5% below the 5th level. I mean, it's just, just life-changing positions. Now, you can see the marketing plan. Everybody, if you haven't taken pictures, take pictures, review this, make sure that you get with the person because you need to know what you need to do in your first week, your first month, or your first 60 days of the business. Now, the next thing I'm going to teach you is my favorite topic, is building a team. Because here's what I realized. Distribution is the key. When I looked at ACN, I was leveraged 1-to-1. And what does that mean? If I didn't go to work, I didn't get paid. How many of you know that type of leverage? But when I looked at business owners, they were leveraging themselves over their employees, over people that work for them. And I said, we can do the same thing here. We can enroll other people that are better than us. We can enroll other people that are better at getting customers, better at recruiting, and as they go out and build their organizations, it naturally builds our organizations. Today, we're leveraged over tens of thousands of IBOs around the world because we mastered this part of the business, building the team. It creates that overriding residual income. Now, first thing you want to do is you want to set up a Zoom webinar. Look, this is important. If you don't catch anything I say today and you set up a Zoom in the next 24, 48 hours, look, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to say, everybody text the person that puts you on this call. That would be your upline. And tell them when you're going to do your Zoom. Now, today's Saturday. Here's what if you're aggressive, you'll do it tonight at 8. So, no, you need to get 5, 6, 7, 10 people. I'm going to show you how to get people on the Zoom. If not, do it Sunday. If you're working with me, I don't want to let you do it later than Sunday because here's what I mean. The speed of the team is always determined by the leader. Like if you wait 5 days to do your Zoom and someone signs up and you agree, they're going to want to wait 5 days. Because why? They're going to do what you did. But if you say, look, I got started, I attended a training, 24 hours later I scheduled my Zoom, guess what they're going to do? The same thing you did. Pick a time that works for you and your upline. Now, I'm going to give you 19 years experience. When we started in the business, we didn't know who to invite. So we wrote a list of everybody. Now, I'm a broke car salesman. So can we agree the people that I associated with were like me? They were broke like me. And I started putting names down like my buddy John, my buddy Tim, my buddy Chris, my buddy Charlie. These were individuals that worked a job like their buddy Mike. And then I got the bright idea to take my business into the ACN Peace Corps. Now, what I mean by that is, we agree there's no money in the Peace Corps, but I started going after people like my neighbor Jack, who's been unemployed for 3 years. My Uncle Bernie that lived with his mother at 45 years old. I wasn't thinking like a business owner. And here, now look, I showed it to those people. Jack, who'd been unemployed for 3 years, he was busy. I'm like, busy doing what? My Uncle Bernie couldn't come to the meeting, and a lot of the people that I associated with, it just wasn't for them, but they became my customers. But it wasn't until we started reaching out to people that were better than us. And here's what we found over the last 19 years. These people, take a picture of it, these types of people do ACN. Now, remember, I didn't know those people, I worked for those people. I might have sold cars or delivered pizza to them. So that was our relationship. So I just got good at this part, and I was going to teach you how to get them from the list to the Zoom. But first, business owners. People that own businesses today, they're looking more than ever. Can we agree with everything that's going on in the world? A business owner is more open-minded today to a business that doesn't have overhead and doesn't have fixed cost and it's not affected by the economy and doesn't have employees. They see our ACN. They're like, I can do this from home. This makes sense. I have Zoom. I have internet. This is an unbelievable opportunity. They'll jump in. Here, people that are open for opportunity. We all know people that are hard workers. Like I have friends of mine that work 2 and 3 jobs. Can we agree? They were hard workers. Some of them were open for an opportunity. There's the other types of people that have network marketing experience. So you're in network marketing. Congratulations. But there's other companies out there that market the way we do, but they sell products. They sell vitamins or cleaning products, things that you physically have to sell. And then you have to go reset. The great thing about showing someone this business that has experience, here's what they see. I'm already using the services that you guys market. Heck, I'm already using them through the same company you guys market. I only have to make a sale once. I get paid over and over again for it. They come in, but they bring teams of people with them. I mean, we've had a lot of people that have come over from other companies, and they brought their organizations with them. And, the business explodes. Why? Because the key is getting people that are better than you. Now, real estate professionals, this is a natural for them because they're already selling homes. When they sell a home, that new homeowner's getting electricity. That new homeowner's getting some form of internet. That new homeowner's getting a television. That new homeowner might be getting a security system. We can offer that to them. So real estate professionals and then everybody else. But, I wasn't the successful business owner. That was my brother Patrick. But that's why I signed up. See, I remember the night that we went to the meeting and I looked over and Pat's getting started. And I didn't quite understand the concept because remember, I'm an employee. I knew work Monday, get paid Friday. I wasn't an entrepreneur like my brother Patrick, but I signed up because he signed up. I'm like, okay, well, if he's going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to let him get wealthy without me. So everybody else. Now, I'm going to teach you the secret to go really fast. How many of you want to go really fast? Now, if you're watching this right now, you might want to take a minute, take a note, pay attention to this part. Because I'm going to show you over the last 19 years in the business, the people that had the most success and exactly what they did. Now, here's the great thing about ACN. All you got to do is copy. How many of you like that? Man, I would have loved to copy in college. Heck, I would have graduated. I never graduated college. I would have just sat next to the smart person and said, write big. Here you can copy. The people that had the most success put the most people in front of this opportunity. Let me say that again. The people that have the most success put the most people in front of the opportunity. Now, guys, it's never been easy. Look, when I got started in ACN, the first thing we did at training is we wrote a list of names. Now, I knew people that were from the small town my brother and I lived in. We knew people that were from the state that we lived in. And we knew people around the United States and around the world. But the problem was Zoom didn't exist. So we had to invite people to our living room. So here's what we were, limited to the people that we could show it to in our first couple weeks of the business. Everybody that's watching the Zoom, you have unlimited potential. You can show it to anybody. Can we agree you can send a Zoom link to anybody in the 29 countries we do business? So you have an unfair advantage. But see, here's what I find is people, they mess up this part. And what I mean by that is this, is I'm going to teach you how to get people on a Zoom presentation. But before I teach you that, I want you to understand people see you as you. You say that again, people see you as you. You know, look, I was in the car business. And every time I called somebody up and was like, and I tried it my way, hey, we're going to get rich. It's in telecom, services that everybody uses. They've asked me questions and they never showed up to the presentation. But when I mastered what I'm going to teach you, people came to presentations over and over. It was easier to get people to presentations because I was coachable to the system. Here's the way I looked at ACN. It was like buying a McDonald's franchise. See, can we agree that if we bought a McDonald's franchise, all of us probably make a better hamburger in our backyard, yes or no? Right? But if you bought a McDonald's franchise, would you make your hamburger or would you make their hamburger? Well, obviously you'd make their hamburger. Why? Because you spent $1 million for the franchise minimum. So you're going to be really coachable to what to do. So here's where most people mess it up. You know, keep it simple. Now let me show you the words that work. When I call people up on my list, I would say, hey, look, it's Mike. Do you have a second? Do you see how I'm setting up the call right from the day? Hey, it's Mike. Do you have a quick second? I want to ask you a question. Do you look at other ways of making money? Now, when you're asked this question, you're going to get one of three types of answers. You're going to get yes, no, or what are you talking about? Can we agree that the three types of answers you're going to get? Well, let's talk about the no. If someone says no to that question, thank them and move on. Like, it's not your time to get that salesperson hat on and go, what do you mean you don't look at other ways of making money? You were complaining to me the other day about not making enough. No. Look, if they're not open-minded enough to look, you don't need to show them. Trust me, I've convinced people that they looked at other ways of making money. They came to presentations that we hosted, and at the end of the presentation, that's the person I didn't want in the presentation. So if they say no, thank them, move on, put them in the customer category later on. Now, if they say yes, or what are you talking about, you're going to want to share your why. But, you know, first of all, let me back up. You're going to have a little mental wrestling match. And what do I mean by that is, you know, we're taught from kids all through school when asked a question, give an answer. Well, here it's wrong. What you want to do is put a why. Why are you looking at something different? Right now, look, let's say I was calling you. I'm going to invite everybody, you know, press record, listen to what I have to say. These are the words that work. So let's say I called you up and I said, hey, it's Mike, do you have a second? Great. I want to ask you a quick question. Do you look at other ways of making money? Yes. Well, I don't know if you know this, but I've been working on a car lot for 9 years and I'm not getting rich. And based on that, I started looking around. I ran into a company that deals in services, but I have this gentleman named Patel. Give you a little background on Harsh. He was a banker by trade, multiple business owner. Took a look at our business. He's having massive success. I have 15 to 20 minutes of his time at 6 o'clock on Wednesday where he's going to do a Zoom presentation to show me and you exactly what he's doing. Now, what are you doing 6 o'clock, and can I put you down as coming? And I'll send you the Zoom link. Now, some people are going to say yes, but other people, can we agree, are going to have questions. See, here's what I found. Questions mean interest. Where we take away the interest is when we start answering the questions. Now, I know some of you are saying, Mike, I cannot not answer a question. No, I'm going to give you an answer to every question they ask. So no matter what question someone asks, it didn't matter what they said. What is it? Can you give me more information? How did you beat hard? Like, well, everything. I've gotten every question. Here's my response. That's a great question. I don't know all the details, but here's what I do know. The company deals in services. He's going to do it over Zoom for about 20 minutes, and he's going to show me and you exactly how he's having success. Okay, Mike, can I get more information? Yes. The Zoom's at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Well, I need to know more. It's going to take 20 minutes. How many of you see what I'm doing? Look, I'm not going to answer the question because here's the problem. You answer the question, they're going to create a decision. See, the lady that invited us out was a friend's mother. Patrick and I knew her as a real estate agent. We didn't know her for telecom or services or ACN. And I remember when she called us up saying, you look at other ways of making money, my standard answer is yes. Absolutely. She was telling me about somebody that was coming to her house, that's having success, and is going to show us what he's doing. And I asked a question. She said, Mike, did you hear the fact he's having success and he's going to show us? I said, yeah, but I need to know a little bit more. I'm working that night. I got to take off work to come to see the meeting. She goes, Mike, look, he's having a lot of success. I can only invite a handful of people. Can I put you down as coming or should I call somebody else? See what she did. She was moving on. See, she was a sorter. And sorters make money. You're not here to convince yourself. You're here to sort. Now look, practice that script. I practiced that script, but what I did was, I'm a little slow learner, so I wrote it out, so I had it in front of me. I practiced it a few times, I tried it on my easy people, my friends, and then I just started making phone calls. And here's what I found: the more people I called, the more yeses I got. Number one, the more successful people I called, the more yeses I got. And here, I didn't present, I just invited. And even to this day, that's how I invite people to an opportunity. Look, I was out, I live in Dallas, Texas, and I was out looking at a new car. And the salesman's like, what do you do? You know what I said? Well, you look at other ways of making money. He goes, what do you got? I said, I'm working with a gentleman, his name's Patel. He's bringing something to Texas that's never been done before. If you're interested, I connect you guys. And he says, well, can you give me more information? I said, yeah, his name's Patel, and he'll do a 15-minute Zoom with you. Well, can you give me more information? Yeah, it's a 15-minute Zoom. We never use Zoom. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll get on the Zoom. But do you see what I did? I peeked and passed. I edified my expert and moved them to the Zoom. Now, can you agree? I've been doing this 19 years. I could have done a presentation, yes or no. I could have probably showed him ACN, and he might or might not have signed up, but here's what. He would have tried to do the same thing that I did. And here's what I'll find out won't duplicate. So stick to the system. Enthusiasm and urgency of great results. Now, if they have questions, I just went over this. Team new. Talk about the person, not the thing. Look, here's what I said. Look, no matter what question they ask me, here's what I said. That's a great question. I always compliment them on their question. That's a great question. I don't know all the details, but here's what I do know. His name's Patel. It deals in services. He's having massive financial success. And based on his success, I want to be on the Zoom. How about you? Talk about essential services. You can also use a three-way call, meaning bring that expert on the phone. I did that many times. Now, the night of your webinar, you want to just make sure you have a checklist. Take a picture of this. Now, this I'm not as worried about as you having a lot of people. You have a lot of people, your host will help you with all this. Just make sure you have a professional background. Your guests are watching you. Make sure you have lights on. Good lighting is good for Zoom. Test your microphone, your video phone. What I would do is I would get on the phone, I would get on the Zoom with my upline or the individual that's doing the presentation, just to have a little practice session to make sure it works. Pay attention. I watch people, I'm doing Zooms in there. Like, your people are watching you. Like, you're walking away. Like, you've got to stay focused. If you stay focused, they'll stay focused, right? Send a text message reminder to your guest 15 minutes prior. Here's what I found out. It's just another reminder. How many of you agree? We all got busy and hectic lives. They do too. But if you throw them that reminder, throw them that link, done. And your role of you is to just introduce the host and get out of the way. Now, guys, here's what I do. Is when I'm doing a Zoom for somebody, I'll have them, hey, how do you know this person? And how do you know that person? Just to warm it up a little bit. And then, the host will introduce me. But guys, think about what you did. This is what blows my mind, how simple this opportunity is. You scheduled your Zoom today. You have a Zoom tomorrow. You have a Zoom later on this evening. At the latest Monday, right? Then you wrote a list of names. And some of you realized you know a lot more than 100 people, because if you just go through your phone and take everybody's names down, you realize you have more than 100 people. You practice the script, and you called up people and said, if you look at other ways of making money, here's what you're going to find. More people are looking today than ever. You got people coming to a Zoom, you introduce the host, and you get yourself out of the way, and watch your host, watch your presenter help you build your business. It's a simple business. Now let's schedule your Zoom right away. I tell people, if you're not scheduling your Zoom now, you're planning to have failure, not success. I've never seen anybody build a successful business if they weren't introducing this concept to other people. That's what this is. But you don't have to do all the work. You don't have to know the presentation. You don't have to know that. All you got to do is get them on Zoom with your upline, and they'll take care of the rest. So schedule your Zoom today. And personally, I would do it Saturday. I do it this evening. I do it Sunday, Monday at the absolute latest, because here's why. I've had people that procrastinated their opportunity, meaning they procrastinated their Zoom, and found out that people on their list had joined another team. So don't miss anybody. Today, it's never been greater to build this business than it is today. Now, the importance of events. I keep bringing people to events because here's why. This is the highest level of training. The people that talk today, are the best of the best that ACN has, right? So they're teaching you how they build global businesses. Once again, this is all about copy, right? Second thing is it inspires goal setting. I wanted to know what I needed to do in my first day, my first week, and my first month, and my first year. And I wrote those goals out. Motivation, action. Recognize achievements, builds vision, it builds belief. Guys, this is the greatest opportunity that I've ever been a part of. I mean, if you do this right, if you bring a workout, and you write a big list, and you just keep putting people in front of this, here's what you're going to have success too. And success comes in different forms, can we agree? I mean, look, imagine if you just partnered up with AC, and in the next 3 years, you did some Zooms, worked a couple hours a day, and at the end of 3 years, you just residual for making what you make now. Let me ask you a question. How would your life be different? Take a minute and just think, what would tomorrow be like? Now, if you were making the same money you're making now, just residually through ACN, what would Monday look like? How many of you Monday wouldn't go to the place that you don't like to go? How many of you get to spend a little bit more time with the kids? How many of you might get a chance to exercise, take care of you a little bit more? Guys, there's nothing greater than residual income. And we have the greatest company to build residual income. But it starts with you. It starts with your actions. And I promise you, everybody on your team will duplicate what you do. Now, guys, here's the 4 steps to success. Are you ready? Number 1, host a Zoom meeting. Schedule it right now. Attend a quick start training. You already did that. Friday night leaderships. When you get qualified or hit ETL, your team hosts Friday night leaderships where they show you the next level. They go in detail more on how to build a business, not only locally but globally. And then register yourself for the ACN Virtual National Convention, June 26th. That's going to be one of the biggest events that we've ever hosted on Zoom. So guys, with that being said, I hope I served you well today. Bring a lot of work to the table here. Set your goals high, dream big, because what happened to each and every one of us can happen to you. So guys, that concludes my part of the training. God bless and take care.